It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
All right, guys, it's that time again. Step in the ring with the greatest faction podcast history. Just Freaking Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis-T.
I'm Dizzle J.
Why does this sound different?
I don't know, but I'm staring at your picture again.
Oh, like I'm not on the screen?
No.
It doesn't matter.
I got this.
Solid, right? I do know that, it won't matter as the recording goes because, it uses my side, but I'll do this because they'll, make you feel better. And
I get to see you.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know what it is, but it's like the way you introduce yourself just doesn't seem regular.
Oh, Shay. I'm Dizzle J.
No, I guess I'm just not used to somebody not throwing a bunch of titles at themselves before they announce themselves. Brother, how?
I did not mean any shade by calling the other show the regular show. To me, that is the original, and I am basically like a Legends contract guy at the moment. And I'm sitting here with legendary Travis-T, who does numerous shows.
Yeah. So
you got those two mid-cutters on the other show. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, let's see. You get guys like Pacman and Nubby. They're like the Seth Rollins, the Cody Rhodes, and all that. And then we got you. You're like Brock Lesnar, just not shitting on fucking women and group sex and everything. So, yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah.
Bo Dallas and whatever his name is over there, yeah.
Bo Leave. Yeah. No, it's cool. They could give themselves their titles and that stuff. It's fine. I know them. They gotta get their shit over, and I'm cool with it. Don't want to speak too harshly about them because the last time we did, they threw a fit. But
I don't have to see them every week.
Yeah. Well, Pacman will not be on the show Monday. He's gonna be out of town at a work thing. But I will have a special co-host on Monday night. Steve from the Power Hour will be joining me and Nubby on the back half of the show. So I'm really excited for that because we're going to talk about super wrestlers and all that that night. I don't know if you've been seeing like the independent wrestling stuff going around and everything, but Billy Wack, former owner of Lunatic Wrestling Federation, and I think he did Blitz and Joliet. I'm not quite sure. I'm not really too familiar with his history. Started up Night of the Super Wrestlers, which basically probably be perfect if you ever wanted to take your kid to something. That'd probably be the one to take them to, because they're taking independent wrestlers and giving them like unique and what's the word I'm looking for? Supernatural kind of characters.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm not saying supernatural like ghosts and spirits, but like superhuman, like out of this world, like illogical kind of gimmicks. That I think that'd be something. And I'm just saying that because based on like the stuff that you and your kid enjoy and stuff, I think that would be one that he would definitely be a huge fan of. And obviously Southland Championship Wrestling, because that's local, and why the fuck would you not want to go to that?
I do enjoy that show when I can get to it. So
yeah, I would love if you guys can make it to the Majestic show on the 23rd.
I want to so bad. I'm trying to convince him to go because I want to go. One, I love the Majestic.
Yeah.
Two, it's an SCW Windy City alum show.
That's right, Windy City alum. Yeah, I would love for you guys to be there. They have fantastic tickets still available. But like I mean, and that's like because Pacman and his friend Gabagool are going to be there, and Gabagool is a huge Windy City fan, and they have these VIP seating available for $20 a piece, where you can sit up on stage next to these Windy City alum guys. And if you didn't want to do that, you can sit front row. I believe front row is $25. Second row is $20. General admission is $15. There's second row seating, I believe, is $30. And then you could buy like a table of 8 for like $180 and shit like that. So
Wow.
there's different seatings that are available and all this stuff. But I hope you guys do get to go to it because it's going to be a fantastic show. A lot of matches have been announced and everything. It's supposed to be really cool, and obviously it's all to pay tribute to Mr. Bill.
Yeah, that triple threat match for the title looks really good.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the match card so far. I'm looking forward to kind of getting the entire match card rundown, getting high voltage set up, and really seeing what everything's going to be like there. And it's cool because they're partnering up with a lot of people in order to do this. I believe the bar in the basement of Majestic is called Flanagan's. I believe that's what it's called.
We have a mutual friend that works there, or at least she does work there sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I don't know anyone who works at Flanagan's Pub.
Danielle Williams.
Who?
Danielle Williams.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call her a mutual friend. I mean, I dated her for
I don't think
10
she listens to the show, so we can say whatever we want.
Yeah, I dated her for 10 days my senior year of high school, and ever since then we haven't really got along. I didn't know she worked there. Last time I heard, she worked at the Harley shop in Mantino.
She works at. She's always on my Facebook feed, so I don't know. She's at some place and she does bars over there. The coffee shop in that place is really good too.
Gotcha. Well, if you ever, I don't think we're friends on Facebook. We kind of we talked from time to time when her dad was still doing the band, which Ripley Street, which Ripley Street was the theme song to this freaking show for years before we changed it this year. So I mean, we always had that in common and stuff, but now we haven't really talked that much. If you ever do happen to see a post or something like that, tell her to reach out to me. Because if she does work at Flanagan's, I'd love to talk to her. But the after party for the show is going to be in Flanagan's. They're partnering up with Quality Inn over by the Lowells off of Route 50.
Yeah, my friend works there.
Yeah, so they're doing rates, room rates for fans who are going to go to the show, which is perfect because it's like 7 minutes away from the Majestic. So
yeah, it's a nice place. My friend Stacy is the manager over there.
Oh, all right. Well, if she's working the 23rd, she's gonna be really fucking busy because, from my understanding, is everyone's gonna go and enjoy the open bar during the show, and then, or not open bar, they're gonna enjoy the fully stocked bar during the show. Fully stocked bar. Don't tell anyone I said open bar. Scratch that part of it. It's a stocked bar that you can purchase. Stocked bar where you can purchase alcohol from.
Better edit that shit out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna edit anything. People just need to not be fucking stupid. Like, well, Travis-T told me it was an open bar. No, I did not. It's a stock bar. I misspoke. I'm correcting myself right now. Don't be jagoffs. Go buy shit. Quit being fucking weirdos. It's a fully stocked. It's a fully stocked bar that you can buy drinks from during the show, and then there's an after party at Flanagan's that people are gonna go to after that, and then people are gonna hit Oliver's over at the Quality Inn after that. So, for those of you who are working Flanagan's and Quality Inn, Oliver's on the 23rd, you're going to be busy. So I don't know if I'm going to any of that. I'm not really an after party guy. I'm not really a party guy in general. I mean, if you could tell by the grays in my beard and the glasses I'm wearing, I like to be in bed as early as possible. So
I'm not really Jerome can't drive yet, so I'm not really a fan of drinking in front of my kid. I do it like family parties and shit like that, but I'm not out there getting blitzed in front of my kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just something I don't do.
Yeah. Well, they do got concessions and sodas at the show too. So I hope you guys can make it out. For anyone looking for information on the show, go to MrBillClassic.com. There, you'll be able to find a link to the hotels for bookings. You'll be able to buy your tickets from there as well. And they post the announcements of who's going to be there and what's going to be happening there. Or you can see Mr. Bill Classic on Facebook as well. Make sure you check that out. But we do not talk about independent wrestling here. We talk about professional wrestling that's seen on TV. And we're going to cover predictions for Revolutions that's happening this Sunday. That's tomorrow as we're recording. Before we dive into any of that at all, I got to remind you guys that this episode of Just Freak Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, is brought to you by CarterComics.com. Now, if you're like fucking Dizzle J and you're a big-ass stupid nerd and you like reading stupid things like animated fucking make-believe superheroes and shit, well, I guess comics is a place to go for that. And what better place to get your comics than CarterComics.com? Because it's one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. If you want to read something while you're sitting alone in front of your computer because you got no friends and girls, or if you're looking to display something up on the wall because, hell, you want something that's a 9.8 because that's important to you, you can do those both at CarterComics.com to fill up your cart with all their amazing products. Whether it be graded or raw, Carter Comics has got them all. Plus, our discount code of FREAKNET, FREAKNET, will save you 10% on your entire order. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I mean, it's cool if I just want to save on one, 10%, blah, blah. But hey, listen, idiots. If you buy more than one comic, you get an additional 10% off. That's called a multi-purchase discount. So you can buy more than one comic, use our discount. It'll save you 20% overall on your entire purchase. On top of that, free shipping. That's right. You don't have to pay for shipping. So all you fucking morons out there to think, well, I can't afford a fucking comic. Go buy a couple of them. Save 20% and get them shipped to you for absolutely free. And it's not just at the website. Go to their eBay. Because I know you losers like going to fucking eBay and bidding on shit. The discounts and all that, they all apply, and FreakNet can be included on your purchase of eBay too. You can find a link to that at the homepage at CarterComics.com. How aggressive was that?
That was super aggressive.
So aggressive. So aggressive, man. Well, my nightmares have come true. It looks like it's happening. Fucking Bloodline versus Cody and Seth, night one of WrestleMania.
Oh God, I know. I was talking last night, and we don't need it. I don't want to see it.
No.
I'll see Rock versus Cody on SmackDown or Raw. Don't need a tag team bout. Why are you gonna put? Now you're taking away spots from people.
Yep.
You haven't even announced a tag team match yet for the title.
I'm not. I won't say that I agree with you on the spots being taken thing yet because they haven't really fully booked what matches are happening. Well, and so I don't think they need it because they don't need these guys to fucking. They don't need Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins wrestling twice. I think the stipulation idea is fucking stupid.
I didn't hear the stipulation.
So the stipulation is if Seth and Rock, or if Seth and Cody win, then there will be absolutely no bloodline involved in the title match on night two. That means Solo, Jimmy, Paul Heyman, and The Rock are banned from the arena. They will not be at WrestleMania night two, which, okay, you could say that, but I believe Bloodline was also banned from ringside in one of Roman Reigns' title matches, and Solo Sikoa showed up anyways.
Before he was a part of it.
Yeah, and obviously since they just signed that, I don't remember the guy's name. What was his name?
Toma Tonga?
Something like, yeah, from New Japan.
A fucking badass dude.
I heard he's incredible. I've heard one of two rumors. Either he's going to be a new member of the Bloodline, which he isn't a family member at all. He's not. He's either going to be a member of the Bloodline or he's going to be replacing AJ Styles and the OC. Which I believe this guy was part of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. So, for those of you who wears glasses and headphones, I don't know how you get through it because it's uncomfortable as fuck. I feel like fucking Pacman all the time, dicking with my glasses. Stupid. But if The Rock and Roman win, then the match against Roman and Cody are, I guess what he's calling it is Bloodline Rules, which means Jimmy Uso could be the special guest referee. Solo could be singing the national anthem. Paul Heyman could be handing Roman a chair. Basically, he's saying, hey, listen, don't worry. Cody and Seth are going to fucking win because they're not going to make the main event look like that.
Or they are going to make the main event look like that, so Cody goes over super tough.
It's so
stupid.
dumb. Nothing about this fucking makes sense.
They must have called Tony Khan to book this.
It's stuff like this that makes me honestly believe that when Cody came out and did what he did on the stage at the conference or whatever the hell they were calling it in Las Vegas, when he decided to choose Roman over Seth, this shit proves to me that was a Hail Mary call and say, hey, the fans don't want Roman and Rock. They want Cody and Roman. Just go out there and pick Roman. Rock's a professional. He'll be able to, he'll get it. He'll know what to do and shit like that. Because none of this makes fucking sense. Because if they really wanted to do this tag team shit, they would have done it at Elimination Chamber. And it would have fucking been huge. But maybe Seth wasn't healed 100% to do so. Maybe that's why they couldn't. But I think you just said it at the beginning here. They could do this shit on like Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. And how are you going to put Seth Rollins, who we know has got several injuries?
Yeah.
And now you're going to make him work back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
With all main eventers.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting him at risk.
Yeah.
You're putting all your guys at risk, really. But it's like, come on. Or what about Raw after WrestleMania, which is one of the biggest Raws of the year?
Yeah.
That's where that match could go.
Yeah. Or I'm guessing that the following pay-per-view is going to be WrestleMania Backlash. That's been like it's been for the last few years.
Yeah.
You could do the tag team matches then. The fact that this is a thing, or you tell you what, you don't do it at all until it's forced upon the bloodline to have it at War Games.
Ooh.
Like
granted, I think we're just a little partial to War Games.
War Games is fantastic. I do wish they kept War Games on NXT and they kept the traditional Survivor Series like matches how they were. But I get that WWE wants War Games on their PLEs and stuff, and maybe November is too far out to drag this spiel on as far as you can. But honestly, you could mix match fucking Roman and Seth, Cody and Roman, Rock and Roman, Rock and Seth. You get a couple guys to back Cody and Seth, like I don't know, fucking Jay and Sami Zayn or whatever. And then you guys they just keep battling each other. At SummerSlam, you could have Seth and Roman, Rock and Cody and shit. That could be, your main events for SummerSlam. And then it rolls into Survivor Series where it's a big ass fucking War Games. That shit like that can happen. But the fact that now they're pushing everything together, and the fact that they had to do it, and I appreciate the fact that they had to do this, because behind the scenes is no secret to wrestling fans anymore, so everyone knows that The Rock is on the board of directors,
right?
And the fact that he had in his promo last night on SmackDown said, like, I am basically your boss, so it's not like you could stop it from happening and shit like that. He really dove into the meth issues in Arizona.
Oh God, I did see the highlights of it. It was great promo. Great promo.
Yeah, it's not like Arizona disagreed. It's it's just weird to me that, and I'm sure I don't know if it's either he had to get approval from WWE to do it, or he just went into business for himself. But normally they don't talk about drug references on WWE, especially saying coke and meth.
Yeah.
When I watch Twitch streams and shit of people and they're like streaming they're streaming their games that they're playing. If they stream it over on TikTok, they're not allowed to reference drugs on it. They have to call it candy and goofy shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't see it being any different than fucking WWE being like, oh, hey, dude, we can't really. I mean, I get that you want to call them meth heads and shit like that, but you can't really say meth on TV. But either they approved it and said, yeah, it's fine, we could do it, or he just said, hey, you know what? Ask forgiveness, not permission.
I'm the fucking Rock. I'll do what I want.
Another thing that I called, and came true, which I think was obvious. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm not saying that I know what's happening in the future. It's pretty fucking obvious. Dakota Kai
Yep.
turned on Bailey. We kind of saw that happening. So really, Bailey's.
Soon.
I thought maybe they push it off until WrestleMania. If for any reason Io was to retain the title over Bailey, it'd be the turn on Bailey by Dakota Kai. Doing this early now, I do believe Bailey is to win it. But basically Bailey has to go into WrestleMania alone now. Like, she has nobody to have her back.
And Charlotte's not due back for a while, is she?
I'm not sure what her time frame is. I know. I mean, obviously, I know she's behind the scenes at WWE and stuff with Andrade and stuff, and obviously she's walking around fine. I think she's reinvented. I don't know where she is physically, but to put another person who can't wrestle with a knee injury next to Bailey, just like they did with Dakota Kai,
yeah,
who knows? Now, the only thing I think would be fucking incredible would be if they could pull it off, an absolute must-have is during the title match when you have Asuka and Kyrie and Dakota out there, you have Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha come out to like a brand new 4 Horsewomen song, very relatable to hell. You could even use the 4 Horsemen song from WCW if you really wanted to, but more of like a feminine sounding, new 2024 sounding song. But could you imagine? Like, okay, so you have to think about it for a minute. When Triple H faced Sting at WrestleMania,
yeah,
and DX was coming down the ring and all that stuff, and they're going to interfere. And then all of a sudden, that NWO music hits, and here comes Hall, Nash, and Hogan. You can't tell me that seeing Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte walk down to that ring would not give you the same fucking feeling.
I think that'd be awesome, because now it's probably even better, even more so now, because for us that was awesome.
Right.
Because that's the era we grew up in. Now you're talking you have a whole nother generation coming up to where these guys are practically wetting their pants.
Right. Yeah.
But let's face it, we're gonna walk around going like this too.
You have to. You fucking have to. And here's another thing. Think about this. Imagine this, dude. Imagine this, if you will. But I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine this for a minute. Just close your eyes. Okay. Now just listen to this. Okay. Becky beats Rhea Ripley on night 1 of WrestleMania. So now she is the new heavyweight champion, right? And now Io and Bailey will face each other in the main event at night 1 of WrestleMania. She's fighting Io. She's getting the upper hand. All of a sudden, Damage Control starts coming down to the ring. And then all of a sudden, you hear that fucking 4 Horsewomen music. And at the top of the stage, you got Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha here to save the fucking day, taking out Damage Control. Bailey gets that win, and now she's the new champion. And in impromptu fashion, night 2 of WrestleMania, you get Charlotte and Sasha against the Kabuki Warriors for the tag team titles. They pick up the victory, and at the end of all that, you got all 4 Horsewomen standing in the middle of the ring, holding all 4 championships with the big fucking 4s up in the air. Pay tribute to Ole Anderson, who recently passed away. Obviously, Charlotte's father, Arn Anderson, all those guys, Blanchard, imagine how big of a fucking moment that would be in WrestleMania. The biggest WrestleMania, they're claiming WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania of all times. And you're able to make that moment where these 4 Horsewomen who started the women's revolution or evolution, whatever you want to call it, in WWE, are all standing tall with all 4 titles. And the thing is, because they're powerful, because they are who they are, they don't got to stay on just Raw or just SmackDown. They travel together because now they are all the veterans that everyone's going to go after. And they can be heels, they can be faces, you can be whatever the fuck they want, whoever you want to put them up against. But they hold all the gold, they hold all the power. So when they come to Raw or they come to SmackDown, they're stepping out of fucking limos and fucking suits just like the 4 Horsemen.
That I legitly got the goose pimples
right?
because that was amazing.
That is something. If they could find a way to work out and negotiate, because I don't know if Sasha is officially signed to AEW or not. I do not know. But if they could find a way to make it work and they could pull that shit off, and Charlotte is healed and healthy and ready to go, or even if she's just, to the point where she could get a couple shits in and get Sasha to do the majority of the match, even if you just get that one moment at WrestleMania 40 on night 2, all 4 women are standing in the ring holding up fucking belts, showing we have come so fucking far and came full circle. We finally gave everybody everything they wanted and did the 4 horsemen symbol in the middle of the fucking ring. And then that 4 horsemen women's song hits. Fucking magic.
I think Cody and Roman would finally get put on the back burner at that point in time, and not be the sole focus of everybody's stuff.
No, dude, and the
that
thing is,
amazing.
Yeah, and the thing is, the bloodline stuff has been great. I'm not gonna say it hasn't.
No,
but you know what? Yeah, but the focal points can change in one ways or another. Cody does need to finish his story. Cody does need to win at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or else all this has just been for nothing. But no one says you could only have one fucking moment.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, oh God, I want that. Here's the thing. Because I said this, if it happens, you know where I got credit from.
Oh yeah. We've done so many things for this company in the past, and we know we've predicted a lot of things. Well, we should find out next Wednesday, I believe, if Sasha signed to AEW. I think that's their special Boss Time show in Boston.
Oh, is it?
The Boston show.
Yeah, she's probably signed. Dicks. Well, obviously we're looking at there's not been an official full match card of WrestleMania yet. Obviously, we're still weeks out, like a month, 3 weeks, whatever the hell you want to look at it as. Still no Hall of Fame announcements yet. Nobody announced for the Hall of Fame yet.
Nobody.
Yeah, so
makes me wonder if they're even going to have it this year.
I think they got to. I mean, who knows what the hell they're doing with that? They're gonna have to rapid fire this shit over the next 3.5 weeks. But clearly obviously we know Roman's gonna face Cody. We know that. We know Drew McIntyre is gonna face Seth Rollins. Obviously, we're gonna have this tag team match between the Bloodline and Cody and Seth. It looks like Logan Paul is probably gonna face Randy Orton. Gunther AJ versus LA Knight. We don't know who Gunther's going to face yet. I know they're going to continue to build. It seems like it could be Dominic Mysterio. I kind of hope not, but at the same time, it is what it is.
Although Dom has improved so much.
Yeah, Dom is good. They really need to stop filtering in the loud boos. I don't believe that's really the fans being that loud all the time.
I don't know. Did you see they had to edit the show in Perth? Because they were all giving them the finger at the front row.
That I did not see. No, I missed that part.
They blacked out the whole front row because they were all flipping them off.
No, I missed that. I'd have to go back and go check that. That's fucking interesting. It looks like Jimmy and Jay will probably face each other at WrestleMania. We don't know who the.
Oh man.
Yeah, tag team. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's New Catch Republic again, or maybe they'll have like a fatal 4-way tag team match or something. Yeah. So there's a lot of match. Oh, I'm sorry. Becky and Rhea, obviously Bailey and Io. So there's a lot of matches that have been announced. Some matches that are looking like they're going to happen, and then there's a few whatever. I'm guessing Friday they're going to do the Andre the Giant Battle Royal like they've been doing. They have been doing on WrestleMania over the past few years. It's been happening on Friday, so they'll probably do Andre the Giant Battle Royal. When we do predictions for WrestleMania, we will probably also predict the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And whatever happened to the Women's Battle Royal? Like, wasn't that also a thing? Did they only do that once and that was it?
I believe so. I don't think it was. I think it was a pre-show, maybe.
Well, I know because they called it the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, but they had to get rid of that because she was a horrible fucking monster, and they just called it the Women's Classic Battle Royal or whatever. But I mean, there's so many other women they can name it after, and like, why not bring that back?
I mean, Battle Royals are fun. So, hey, who would you name it after? The China Battle Royal.
You could do China. Probably wouldn't do Sunny. She's in jail.
Yeah, well.
You already got the Mae Young Classic, so she doesn't need a Mae Young Battle Royal. Dude, honestly, it'd probably be China. She's probably
China.
China would probably be the best one. Yeah, I think even X-Pac said that in the Hall of Fame. Like, we need a China Memorial Battle Royal or something like that. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, Miss Elizabeth maybe, but she wasn't really a wrestler.
That's
She's not even in the Hall of Fame yet either. Fucking dumb.
Really?
Yeah, Miss Elizabeth's not in the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
No
pretty
shit.
sure she's not.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked.
Shocked.
She was part of some of the most memorable storylines, becoming the most famous wrestler valet of all time, capturing the hearts of the world, leaving a legacy as the first lady of professional wrestling. Miss Elizabeth truly deserves her induction into the Hall of Fame. Inducted First Lady Miss Elizabeth is in the Hall of Fame. Miss Elizabeth is in the Hall of Fame. Her family doesn't want her in it, so no.
Oh, wow. It wasn't WWE's fault, though. That was Lex Luger.
That was 100% Lex Luger. Today marks 20 years since the passing of Miss Elizabeth. That was last May. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's her family, then her family's, you know, causing her to miss out on a great opportunity to be part of something.
They missed out on a great payday, too, I'm sure.
Oh, God, yeah. Come on now. But yeah. Plus the ring. Plus she gets to share a great accolade along former President Donald Trump. So, I mean, come on now. I'm sorry. Also Snoop Dogg and Kid Rock, but whatever. Okay, cool.
And Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, you throw fucking Ozzy in there, but fucking Motorhead's not in there.
Bro.
Fucking Lemmy. Lemmy, what's his fucking name?
Lemmy.
Okay.
Lemmy Kilmeister.
Yeah, and he's not in the Hall of Fame yet? Come on now. I bet he will be. If there's a celebrity induction into the Hall of Fame this year, I guarantee it's gotta be Lemmy. It's gotta be. I mean, how many of those fucking theme songs did he make for Triple H? And now Triple H is running the show. Lemmy's got to be put in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah, dude. Triple H won't go in solo while he's still there.
Yeah. Think Vince will ever go in?
Not anymore.
No.
They'd have to flush him out.
All right, man. Let's talk about some predictions for
all right.
For WWE Revolution. I haven't watched a whole lot of AEW, not because I don't have time, just because it's AEW.
Highlights.
Perfect. Then you'll probably predict this better than me. So March 3rd in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Greensboro Coliseum, AEW will bring you Revolution. There are 10 matches that have been announced. Knowing AEW, there'll probably be one or two more, but officially, this is going to be Sting's final wrestling match, which we all know that wrestlers who retire do stay retired. If you don't believe that, go listen to my interview I did with Ivan Manson last year and tell me how many matches he's had since. It's not dig at you, buddy. It's just a funny little anecdote, which I am going to do my part 2 interview with Ivan Manson here in the future. I really need to get that book down, set with him. So as of right now, there's one pre-show match. We got Julia Hart and Sky Blue taking on Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Statlander and Nightingale will be accompanied to the ring by Stockley Hathaway. Looks like a regular tag team match. We got you, Pacman, and Nubby all going for Hart and Sky Blue, which I get why Pacman and Nubby are doing Sky Blue because she is a local CSW person, and Nubby is a Sky Blue fan. I guess Pacman is too. I'm going with Statlander and Nightingale, though.
Statlander is probably the most. I don't want to say the biggest name in the whole match, but
no, I would agree. I don't.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal athlete. I think AEW needs to work on their women's division personally. Mm-hmm. They don't put those girls on for maybe 15 minutes a week, maybe.
Well, when you look at it, so we have the AEW tag team titles on the line, the AEW International title on the line, the AEW World title on the line, AEW Women's Championship is on the line. The AEW TNT Championship is on the line, and the AEW World Championship, or opportunity. Sorry about that. Where's the other one? AEW Continental Crown Championship. Where is the TBS title?
The TNT title?
No, the TBS title.
That's the women's one, right?
Yeah, it's not booked here. Why is that not on the card? Every other title's on the card here, except for that one.
Yeah. Well, let's remember who we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like come on. I watched NXT the other day, and there was like 3 or 4 women's matches on that one show alone.
Yep.
So clearly, they're trying to get girls ready to get moved up. And obviously, I mean, yeah, there's a few matches on here with women. I'm sorry, there's 2 matches on here with women. One's a pre-show match, but it's just like, yeah, I mean, if you have a championship, why not put it on the fucking line?
And I'm telling you, I don't want to make fun of the women's division over there because that's not what we do here. And
while you're talking, I'm gonna go have a smoke break.
But to me, the best ones in their division are obviously Sierra, Ruby. I like Britt Baker. Yeah, and you look, they brought over Jade Cargill, and she still hasn't really made a debut on SmackDown, Raw, or NXT, and that just makes me think that her mechanics aren't there yet.
Yeah, there
She
was
hasn't been let go, but her mechanics aren't there yet.
I'm glad you brought her up because there was something that was posted, and normally, if you guys know who I am, you know I don't like to poke fun and yell at people. It's just not in my nature to do so. But shut up, idiot.
Excuse me. Sorry.
There was a moment in a live show where Maxxine Dupri was booed out of the arena, and it was during a live show, and people were yelling at her about her wrestling ability and all this other shit. And the thing about Maxxine Dupri that people need to realize is she is literally learning on the job. She is, it's different than a lot of other guys, but a lot of other people. She is literally learning on the job, which I wholeheartedly believe is perfect for her gimmick, because the idea is she is coming from being a modeling agent to being trained by Chad Gable. And if you're able to put together a storyline that shows that she is utilizing what she knows while she's being taught by Chad Gable, but to really only utilize what she knows to the best of her abilities, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
And people who are booing her and telling her she sucks and she's horrible, it's like grow the fuck up, be a fucking person. You know, don't sit there and troll and do this shit because you feel you can, because you have the right to dictate, who people are in this fucking way. I don't understand how, and I get it. We do, in all honesty, we do kind of poke at some people's experience in the ring. We talk about botches in AEW a lot, and there is a lot of them and everything. And we do talk about certain wrestlers who do fuck up moves and stuff. So I know we're guilty of it too, but we're not doing what people are doing to Maxxine Dupri. And I think
don't tell people they suck.
No.
Or they need to kill themselves or whatever the case may be, or unalive themselves.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We may say that somebody needs some more training or what they did wasn't good.
Right.
But the fact that they're going after Maxxine Dupri because she's not putting on 5-star fucking matches at live shows, for God's sakes, is fucking ignorant. It's a complete lack of understanding of how wrestling works, how training works, how the business fucking works, and who she is as a fucking person. Not everyone is a Charlotte Flair. Not everyone is a Tiffany Stratton. Not everyone is Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm. People sometimes need to be trained to be professional fucking wrestlers. And that's exactly what they're doing with her, because she's charismatic and they want her on TV, and they're doing so in a way that makes fucking sense. And the fact that there were actual fellow women's wrestlers like Jade Cargill who went onto social media and even said, being a woman, I don't know the exact quote. I'm going to paraphrase this. You can find it if you want.
Yeah.
But being a woman who went through the same thing and learned on the job is a hard thing to do. So why Jade Cargill is not on TV, why she hasn't debuted outside of Royal Rumble, is because when she was put on TV, she was put on as a new person learning to be a professional wrestler. And when she came to WWE, and again, I know there's an interview out there, there's an article out there, you can look it up. It's her decision to go to the Performance Center and hone her skills and touch everything up and be a better fucking wrestler.
I was not aware of that part. That was her decision.
Yeah.
But the thing that always drove me nuts with her in AEW is AEW pretty much John Cena her to us. You just force feeding us Jade Cargill. And AEW marks are probably the worst wrestling marks ever. Yeah, I don't consider myself a WWE mark. I'm not an AEW mark. I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
His wrestling marks. She's the greatest thing ever. Hold on. She's good. She's gonna be one of the greats. She has the potential. Now she's under the greatest learning tree there possibly can be. She's gonna be the Bobby Lashley of the women's division, I believe.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, when people talk about power and everything, they always go to Rhea and Bianca. And obviously what you saw Royal Rumble when she lifted Nia Jax on her own, on her shoulders. Yeah, there's no doubt that she's going to be a fucking powerhouse. But I can't remember when she was signed, so I don't remember how long ago it was. But there was a press conference that Triple H did after one of the pay-per-views, and they asked about Cargill. It might have been Survivor Series, maybe. Or the one before that, SummerSlam. But he even said that when she's ready, she's gonna go. But she wants to get better. She wants to be better. So it's her decision. Now, I'm sure maybe she wants to be ready by WrestleMania, but the thing is, if I was Triple H, if I was WWE, I would be telling her, like, listen, we're already getting to the point of no return as far as WrestleMania goes. And we could try to fast track a match for you at WrestleMania, we could fast track a match to WrestleMania for you against anybody or somebody, or we could wait till after WrestleMania and then kind of hit the ground running to like SummerSlam or something like that. And honestly, I would choose that route. I wouldn't want to be like, Jade Cargill is the must-see, must-wanted. This is the person we want to see immediately. I don't want to see her try to build a story over the next 3 weeks before fucking WrestleMania. Like, absolutely not. I want her to get in there. I want her to, I want people to know WWE Jade Cargill, not AEW's Jade Cargill, And so, yeah, if you have an opinion of fucking wrestlers and shit, go ahead and have your opinions, but do it in a respectful, decent way. Don't be a piece of garbage or a fucking jagoff that sits there thinking like, oh, you know what? It's going to be fucking cool. I'm going to belittle a 23-year-old fucking girl who's on TV making more money than me and probably owns her own house while I'm sitting in my mom's fucking basement and slowly touching myself to what I assume is anime. You jagoffs, grow the fuck up.
Fucking Pacman. What?
Exactly. that goofy-eyed fuck.
Oh man.
Have fun on your work trip, you schmuck. I'm just gonna go down the list from 1 to 10 as it's listed on Wikipedia. The second match announced is a tornado tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships in Sting's retirement match. Sting and Darby Allin, who are champions with Ric Flair, are going up against the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson.
Matthew and Nicholas.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I shortened it because, I wanted to move on, but sure. Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson. Let's see here. We all chose the Bucks.
Yeah.
We chose Bucks across the board, which makes sense. I think there was one article, I think it was a Meltzer thing, that says that Khan is trying to convince Sting not to take the loss. And if this is true, way to fucking ruin it, But it may not be Meltzer. It may be somebody else. Who knows? Wrestling Observer, Wrestle League, somebody, whatever. Somebody posted an article out there saying that Tony Khan is trying to push Sting to not take the L in the fucking match. But you know what? There are some fucking guys out there who want to take their final match as a victory so they can have one more fucking highlight in their career. And then there are some guys who are willing to put the next generation over and take the L. I think it's called doing business on your way out.
Right. Put somebody over.
Exactly. So we all chose the Young Bucks across the board. Next one is a singles match for the AEW International Championship. We got Orange Cassidy going up against Roderick Strong. Strong's going to have Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I believe they're called the Kingdom. I believe that's the Kingdom.
Undisputed Kingdom.
Something like that, yeah. They'll be out at ringside. Me, Pacman, Nubby chose Strong. You're sticking with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. I just like Orange Cassidy. I like the guy.
Funny gimmick.
He's got. There's a YouTube video of his evolution in professional wrestling, and it's just great to see the build of his character. If you, I don't remember what it's called, but look it up.
I have to look it up. Okay, I'll check it out when we're done here. Let's see. Three-way match for the AEW World Championship: Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve's gonna have Prince Nana. Prince Nana out there with him. Let's see here. We all chose Samoa Joe across the board on this one.
And see, as far as I knew, Page was hurt, so he may not have been in this match. But like I said, I only catch highlights of this because I do not have cable at the moment.
Yeah.
Strickland will be champion one day. That dude is just ridiculous.
I firmly believe that Swerve will one day be champion. I just don't see Samoa Joe losing it so quickly.
No.
Let's see here. Singles match for the AEW Women's Championship. We got Timeless Tony Storm with Maria May and Luther versus Diana Purrazzo. Me, Pacman, and Nubby chose Storm. You chose Panasonic.
I don't know if you watched any. Have you caught any of the highlights of Timeless Tony?
I've seen the Marilyn Monroe-esque vignettes and stuff that Tony Storm has done.
They've done a good job with it's like a split screen of black and white and color. So I don't know how they're gonna work it. But it's kind of neat.
I don't know. They're doing a great job with it. I just liked the old Tony Storm, with the eye black underneath the eye and dressing, backwards hat, kind of punky and stuff like that. I like that Tony Storm. Diana Purrazzo, though, does have an opportunity to win the title here, and obviously, I believe they're really pushing that whole. I didn't get an opportunity from the last place I was at, so let's take the opportunities while we got them here and shit.
On that, they're doing the "we used to be friends, we got the same tattoo," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Plus, Purrazzo just come back not too long ago.
Yeah. Singles match for the Continental Crown Championship, AEW's Continental Championship, ROH's World Championship, and the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship. If Danielson loses, he has to shake Kingston's hand.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, Danielson's. I don't want to say snooty.
Yeah.
But he's fucking snooty towards Kingston. Kingston is. I want to call him like an everyday man. Like he'd be one of us walked into the wrestling world and just kicked ass.
He, with no disrespect intended, he is the exact look of what you expect to be an indie guy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No disrespect.
No, I'm not. There's the thing, and I don't mean it. I don't mean it as a disrespect thing. But when you think of an indie guy, you get guys who look like Kingston. They're not Chris Masters. They're not fucking Cesaro. They're not. Who's the fucking Cage? Brian Cage. They're not jacked up fucking dudes. Right. He's the epitome of, like you said, the everyday guy. He's one of us in a sense, you know.
He's like a Dusty.
Exactly. Perfect analogy. You and I chose Kingston. Nubby and Pacman chose Bryan Danielson. Singles match between Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita.
Take a shitter, you know?
Yeah. As far as I know, this is Will Ospreay's AEW debut, kind of pay-per-view debut, isn't it?
After his official signing, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because he has wrestled. Yeah. Okay. So first official match as a signed AEW star.
Right.
We all chose Ospreay across the board. Singles match for the AEW. Excuse me. AEW TNT Championship. Christian Cage with Killswitch, Mother Wayne, and the prodigy Nick Wayne versus Daniel Garcia. You, me, and Pacman chose Cage. Nubby went with Garcia.
Garcia is a hell of a talent, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But Cage is probably their top heel. I mean, by far. Killswitch is Luchasaurus. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Well, I saw that they did the whole change and everything. I mean, I'm okay with it. I wasn't a big fan of the Luchasaurus gimmick to begin with.
But they didn't change his mask. It's black.
Yeah, I didn't like the name either. Luchasaurus.
I believe
it's cartoony.
Killswitch was the name of a wrestler in Lucha Underground, I believe.
It's probably him.
No, it was a black dude, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't see color like you.
Like white, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like, well, like Eddie or Chavo Guerrero used to say back in the day, if it ain't white, it ain't right. Remember that gimmick?
Oh my god.
That offensive fucking golf caddy gimmick. Irwin White. If it ain't white, it ain't right. And then Eddie died, and so did that gimmick. So thank God. Thank God that gimmick did not fucking stick around. Yeah. If you think Vince isn't racist, you guys are fucking wrong. Yeah. So such a bad gimmick.
What up, man?
Yeah, there you go.
Dizzle froze before he said it. No, Dizzle didn't say
it. Tag team match, we got FTR, which is Dax Hardwood and Cash Wheeler, taking on Blackpool Combat Club, featuring John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. Let's see, where we at? Me and Pacman went FTR, you and Nubby went Combat Club.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you Moxley bleeds.
He's got to. It's pay-per-view, and it's Moxley.
Any match he bleeds. I'm kind of disappointed in his lately career. I mean, after WWE, he was doing a great job, but now it's just like, I don't know who to compare him to. But dude, you don't need to bleed in every match. Every match does not need to be a hardcore match. Mm-hmm. If that's what you want, go to CZW and fight Nick Cage.
I know this means absolutely nothing, and it even saying it just means very, very fucking little. We do have one more match we gotta go through, by the way, but before we do that, there's 10 matches booked on this pay-per-view. There's only 2 of them that doesn't have a former WWE guy in it.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you all out there. The final match is an all-star scramble match where the winner will receive a future AEW World Championship match. In this match, it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Magnus versus Dante Martin.
Jesus Christ.
I went with Wardlow. You went with Wardlow. Pacman chose Hook. Nubby chose Powerhouse Hobbs. scramble matches have different rules for different companies, so I'm not quite sure what their scramble matches are. Because in my mind, basically what a scramble match is I guess realistically more like a title. Like title scramble matches for titles make more sense to me. Like there's a 10-minute time limit. Whoever is holding the title at the end of the match, whoever gets the final pin at the end of the match is the champion. To me, that's what a scramble match is.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is a scramble match like I think because the way Nubby describes it, I don't know if it's Dreamwave or CSW. I think it's CSW. The way they do it is it's basically like a five-man match. You know, whoever gets the first fall wins. So fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, fatal 6-way, whatever the fuck it is, first fall to a finish. I don't know how their rules are as far as scramble matches at AEW. I'm kind of curious to see how it is, but I would rather see this be like an Iron Man kind of situation. Whoever has the most falls at the end of the match is the winner. But I'm gonna. What's up?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say like I'm guessing this is like a first fall wins kind of thing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the King of the Mountain match from TNA?
No.
That's an interesting concept. I like that because you have to be eligible to win the match. You have to get a pinfall win or submission, win. Then whoever gets pinned or submitted goes into a cage. But then you have to take the title and run it up the ladder, or is it take it down from the ladder? Either you run it up the ladder, or you grab it down.
You're right. You gotta hang it up. You gotta hang it up,
and you win.
Okay. I've seen the ending on like highlights, but I've never seen an actual full match. I have to look that up. Do they still do those?
You know what? I don't know. It's hard for me to watch. I have the TNA channel, but it doesn't give me the updated stuff when I want it to.
Gotcha.
So I'll catch matches from last month, this month. Yeah. And I don't know if I want to pay for the TNA app just yet. Maybe because they seem to be on their way up. I would really like to see them succeed.
I know there's a lot of speculation on a TNA WWE kind of like I guess you call it a merger or some shit. I guess it's very similar to AEW and Ring of Honor. I don't really see it because WWE already has a TNA and it's called NXT.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I guess they could do it. I mean, fucking Vince McMahon, funded ECW in the '90s, so I wouldn't see it being any different than this. I mean, like in their minds, like, hey, listen, if we make TNA better and make them more competitive, then that just means we as a group are more competitive than AEW.
They already own the video library.
Yeah, true.
So, and what is it? TNA's under Anthem, I believe.
Sounds right. Yeah. What else is going on in wrestling that we need to talk about?
Did you see what happened at NXT? Ridge Holland?
Yeah, Sean Spears.
So did he come back as Sean Spears or Ty Dillinger?
Yes. No, he's back as Sean Spears. He did a promo. He did a promo at the end of the show where he says like this is why Sean Spears is in NXT. I'm not quite sure of the gimmick they're going for. I mean, obviously him knocking Ridge Holland out with that chair is like, oh, the chairman. But this kind of seems like God, kind of like a self-help guy kind of gimmick. I'm not quite sure what it is. He only did one promo very briefly, and it just really reminded me of like a guy's like, I am here to help, even if it hurts. It's so I'm not sure of the gimmick, but yeah, no, Sean Spears made it over there. Dude, a lot of people who left WWE went to AEW are now coming back to WWE, and some of them they haven't done much with yet. Obviously, Andrade hasn't done much since the Royal Rumble. He's been shown on TV a few times, but it looks like they might be doing like a Dom Andrade thing, maybe. Obviously, Ty Dillinger or Sean Spears, however you want to refer to him, is on NXT now, so we'll see what they do with him. But I mean, there's still speculation. What's up?
He had a very interesting interview. I was watching Spears that he's kind of like a Tommy Dreamer kind of guy. doesn't really want to be a champion, wants to be known for being good in the business, doing business, being a good guy, being a good father. The championship, he's like, I'm not going to go down. Maybe I won't be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe I will. It doesn't matter to me, just as long as I'm known as the guy that always did good business. And that made me like him even more. So I just wanted to put that out there.
The business needs guys like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know there's still rumors and speculations on what's going to happen with Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black. You know, if they're going to make their returns to WWE or something like that. I would love to see those. We have always been huge fans of Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Huge fans of them.
Love those guys.
Worries me, though, that, you know, with these guys who want to come back, who might come back, who could come back, where is room for them?
Well, Rollins is about to go down. I believe Rollins, after WrestleMania, Rollins is going to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
So you got spots. You can get, as long as they don't get rid of R-Truth, I don't care who else they touch.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, too, like, let's say Rollins does go down. Do you need a new guy, or can you just bump somebody else up? LA Knight, Finn Balor, Jey Uso, Damian Saint.
Damian Saint?
Yeah, that's his name. No, Damian. The fucking dude's name. Judgment Day. His fucking name. Damian Priest. Damian Priest, yeah. Hey, you know what?
Damian Saint's the other guy that you guys talk about on another show.
Shout out to co-GM of Rock and Pro Wrestling. Yeah, we talk about him on the regular, the non-regular show.
He's a better GM, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, Damian Priest. Dude, maybe that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Maybe Seth Rollins beats Drew McIntyre. Maybe Damian Priest fucking cashes in on him.
Then now, see, I've heard rumors that he's going to be the first one that expires on. If they do that, if they do that, that'll be the stupidest fucking thing ever, because that's not what that's about.
Would it be the stupidest? Katie Vick?
I don't remember.
Katie Vick was the woman who died in that car accident with Kane. That Kane allegedly had sex with after she died.
Be the stupidest thing in recent memory.
Okay, gotcha.
There we go.
Josh, what about the death match with Moxley when Kingston had to cover him for safety?
That's AEW. That's AEW.
Okay. So now we're narrowing down to where. Okay, just really checking on this, brother. Okay.
Have you ever looked up a real exploding barbed wire match? I'm talking like Japan. I mean, that is a production.
Yeah, well, fucking AEW looks like they went to the fucking fireworks stand in Joe Dirt and got some snakes and sparklers. Real fucking.
Some whip-the-doos. Some basil snaps.
Oh, Sean Spears is an NXT dude. Hey, you know what? Honestly, fucking what the hell is Pillman's name? Lexi King. Lexus King, dude. Even he's doing fucking good, and he's happy with what he's doing. People think that you know that they're not using him properly, but he's fucking happy with what he's doing. He even said in like an interview, he's like, dude, I used to sit in the back and work dark matches from time to time. Now I'm entering now my entrance involves me sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
And people hate the fact that they changed his fucking name. Like, he chose that name. He chose to be called that.
He said eventually that he'll go back to the Pillman name, but as for right now, he's gonna do what he does. And I met that dude. That dude is a stand-up dude. I met him 6 months back with the kid. And real nice guy.
Did you tell him did you tell him about JFW?
Yeah, I told him about JFW.
Yeah. What'd you say?
He asked me the same thing that Brian Cage said. How many followers you got?
How many followers did you tell me you had?
10,000.
Fucking work the gimmick, brother.
I'll tell you. I learned my lesson with Cage. About 150? That's not enough. Oh, 150,000?
Right.
We don't pay you to be on the show.
Well, And I would tell Brian Cage the same thing I tell everyone else when they ask about views and downloads and all this shit. Why we've been doing it for 7 years and we only got the download amount and the subscriptions we have is like because we are in a unique situation where we started this up as just fans and we don't have help from other fucking people.
No.
We don't. As much as I believe I have friends in this business, I don't have the type of friends in this business to help promote and push JFW, like other shows do. You got guys who, have done this in less time than us and have more downloads than us, but that's because they're either A, guys of the business who know guys in the business that they can have on their shows to talk about, or they're guys who have never been in the business but have friends who are in the business who are able to help them promote and push and all this stuff. We don't have that. We built it, we started it, we built it, we progressed with it, and we've done it all on our own. Because when I sit here and I do weekly Monday night shows where I put where me, Nubby, and Pacman, I'm not taking all the credit for it, but me, Nubby, and Pacman go over match cards and results for multiple shows in this area, and nobody shares that shit from those companies.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. It's like this isn't my full-time job. I do multiple things outside of this. If this was the only thing I did, there'd probably be a lot more production, there'd be a lot more producing it and all this other shit. But the thing is, we do the best we can with what we're able to do. You came back here, which I'm thankful for, but you have a life outside of this. Nubby has a life outside of this. Pacman has a life outside of this. I have a life outside of this. Like this is a part of my life, but it's not my life because I have other things that I need to do in life, like have a job, and I do this freaking show and trying to put together videos for Freaknet Studios. Like there's other things. So do I want to grow? Absolutely. 100%. Do I wish people would help by just sharing the fucking show they're talked about on? Absolutely 100%. But I can't force them to do it. I'll tell you right now, the moment somebody... What's up?
All right. Go ahead.
The moment somebody from another wrestling company comes up to me and says like, hey, do you mind sharing this, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, absolutely. Are you willing to do the same?
Yeah, I mean, we drove all over.
Yeah.
And you obviously this is our baby, but you've raised her more than I have. I'm like the come along parent.
Yeah.
Come along when I do. But I mean, we drove all over Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Indiana,
just trying to put our foot in the door ourselves.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that we went to certain places where you had worked with previous wrestlers to where we kind of got that in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of had to kiss ass until we got what we needed.
Yeah. And the very beginning, there were 3 companies that helped out the most. And that was Powerhouse Wrestling, Phoenix Pro Wrestling, and Southland Championship Wrestling.
Right.
Powerhouse Wrestling changed owners. We have nothing to do with them now. Phoenix Pro Wrestling is still there, but I don't talk with Paul as much as I do. He doesn't put on as many shows as he used to. And then there's still Southland Championship Wrestling. And I love Southland Championship Wrestling. I'll always love Southland Championship Wrestling because they're the most consistent that stuck with me. But sometimes I feel like an afterthought. And as much as that sucks, I accept it because Southland Championship Wrestling needs to do what's best for Southland Championship Wrestling. They're not here to do what's best for JFW. And as we said before, when we started this whole thing out, we're not here to, make money off of anybody. We're not charging anyone to promote them. We do it for free because we love wrestling.
Right.
All we ask is that they share the shit. And I think it started this year or maybe the end of last year. I don't know. Nubby might know because he's the one that posts the show up on our social media. But I started telling him, tag the shows that we talk about in the podcast at the bottom. We talk about fucking Dreamwave, tag Dreamwave, CSW, POW, RPW, ARW, Southland Championship Wrestling, IPW. If we talk about them in the show, tag them in it.
Makes sense.
They still don't share it. Nubby shares it. Pacman shares it. I don't share it because I don't put podcasting stuff on my personal Facebook page because that's separate. That's why I have the JFW Facebook page. But it just makes no sense that I sit here and I could promote any show with any match card and talk about them and everything. Probably SCW and Rocket Pro the most. IPW a little bit, past that, and everyone else follows. I still don't get shares from them. And it's just like, I'm fine with if that's the way it is, then it is what it is. I can't sit there and whine and bitch and wonder why they're not doing it. But I don't need people coming up to me and saying like, oh wow, you've been doing this for 7 years and you only have a couple thousand followers and you only average 30 or 40 views a show. It's like, yeah, 100% right. But before Nubby and Pacman, when it was you and me, and we were talking about the televised pay-per-views and all that shit, we were averaging 80, 90 downloads, and we were slowly growing and we were slowly progressing. And then 2018 happened with me, and I had to walk away from podcasting for a while to get my mind right. And then you had some shit in your life you had to take care of. And wrestling and this podcast just wasn't really the same for a brief period of time. Dally came in before we took a break. Dally was here, and Dally stuck around and helped what she could. And then she had her own life shit. Steve came around and helped what he could, and then he had his own life shit. Nubby showed up. Nubby worked with me. Pacman became part of it. And then we just focused on independent wrestling. And that was the only thing we ever talked about because there was so much to talk about. We were turning our hour-long shows, our hour 15-minute shows into 2-hour-long shows. And we never got a chance to talk about televised wrestling, so we never did. And the only reason I wanted this to come back so we could do that, so we could work on a worldwide audience.
Right.
And that's why, like I said, whenever you're available, let's fucking record. It's all up to you because it's your time, man. That's the thing. Like what we're doing here.
And it's something amazing you've always done for me and I've probably taken for granted at moments. I guarantee it. I'm big enough now to admit that, but you've always worked around what I needed from my family, what I needed from me. So thank you. Not to publicly kiss your ass or anything, but
dude, it's fine. Everyone else does it too. but here's the thing, man. Like I'm fine with it because the thing is, I don't have the responsibilities that you do, or Joe does, or Nubby, or I don't have. Everyone's responsibilities are different. I have more free time in my life than any of you guys do, and so I'm able to work around that shit. That's why it's really hard to come up to me and say, yeah, I guess we can't record this week because we can't find time. I'll call bullshit because I could always make time any evening before we started doing these on Saturday mornings. I told you we could do them fucking Friday nights. I think when we were doing when I was talking to you about the Elimination Chamber before we did the results side of it, I was talking to you about doing it after you got home from work Friday night.
Yeah, it's just I pick up Jerome at that point in time. So
yeah, so it's just like we do the podcast for our listeners, and we want to do what we can for them and get stuff out as much as possible. And I'm always willing to change times and reorganize things and make it work for us.
Right.
Because I'm in a position where I can do that. I got nothing else going on. That's why I'm able to sit here and say, hey, Joe, let's record Saturday mornings. I record with Joe between 8 and 9. I record with you between 9 and 10 or whatever the fuck it is. I guess we're on until 11 o'clock, but whatever.
Freaked me out a little bit this morning when I woke up and there wasn't any text messages. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, so I tell Joe that we're starting at 8 o'clock, and then Joe comes around and says, hey, can we start at 8:15? I'm like, of course we can. It's whatever. Get your coffee, get ready and shit. And then we do our 45 minutes to an hour, and then around 9:05, I see like, oh shit, I gotta let DJ know, and I didn't see a message from you, so I assume you're sleeping. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna text Dizzle J real quick. Hey brother, 10 minutes, then we'll go. Yeah, and then Mondays, we used to record at like 8 o'clock and shit. Now we're recording at 5:36. It's accommodating because I'd rather get the content out whenever we can instead of not at all.
Right.
And so you don't have to thank me for finding time to do this shit with you. I thank you for finding time to do this shit with me because your life is busy and sometimes hectic. But I'm not. We don't have to talk. The JFW is not
Yeah.
here to talk about our lives. This is this freaking show shit. This is the other show.
We just turned it into the freaking show.
Yeah.
We turned the freaking show into JFW last time.
But I say all this for the simple fact, for those listeners out there who, granted, yes, are 30, 40, sometimes more of you who are listening to this show, I ask you one simple question, one simple request. Make sure you subscribe to us on social media. Subscribe to us wherever you're listening to our show. And if you can, if you go onto our Facebook page and you see these shows are being posted, can you at least share them? Let people know that we are out here, that we're not just independent wrestling anymore. We are talking about the televised stuff. So what me and Dizzle J are talking about here is being seen on WWE and AEW. Once Impact and New Japan start doing a little bit more, we'll talk about them too and everything. Like, it's like we are here for you guys, but we need a little bit of help, you know. And if you're looking to watch the podcast instead of just listening to it, it is released on YouTube. JFW Podcast on YouTube. I ask you to subscribe there. I want to try getting more subscriptions there. If we could start getting more subscribers over there, and we could reach a certain goal, and I'll talk with Dizzle J and Nubby and Pacman, and if we could reach a certain goal on it, maybe we'll look at doing some fucking giveaways. Maybe we'll do some Carter comic giveaways or something like that. They do have wrestling themed comics. Maybe I mean I got a couple graded wrestling comics here myself. Maybe we'll do some giveaways once we reach a certain amount of subscribers. But get over there, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, JFW Podcast. Subscribe to it, hit the notification bell. You'll see when these shows come out and everything, and just help us grow. But we've been doing this for 7 years for you guys, and all I'm asking is for a little bit of help just by clicking a share button or subscribe button. So
Awesome.
Jay, that's all I got.
All I got for Jay.
Jay, that's all I got.
I thought you'd do the fucking outro first.
I just did it.
Time to ring the bell in this episode.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Pacman?
I thought you were going to do the... Oh, yeah, you did do the... Oh, shit.
When I tell people to, go on social media. Yeah, I did that part here. That entire fucking last 2 minutes of my
life. Oh, God, I nubbied it.
Social media. You fucked it up, bud.
I packed it.
You really secondaried that shit.
I was so moved in the moment of our heartfelt message to our fans.
I get it, man. I get it. Fucking it. Oh, for the third time. That's all I got.
Time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travis-T.
I'm Dizzle J.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Freaking Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.
Peace.